Hey guys, and welcome to a video on the Black Desert Remastered Showcase. So, as I said earlier this week, the Black Desert Remastered Showcase happened this week, in fact today, in South Korea. And with it, they showcased the Black Desert Remastered, which has better graphics and better audio. However, they did a lot more than that. They also released a ton of new information about Black Desert and the direction they'll be taking the game. A few of these are, one of the big ones is Male Ranger has been announced, a brand new Dream Horse, brand new change to hunting, militia, new marketplace system, as well as a new region. So, to start off with, Black Desert Remastered should be coming to North America and EU fairly soon. Black Desert has always received praise for its graphics. Pearl Abyss is sort of recognized that, and instead of just sort of resting on their laurels and allowing other MMOs to catch up, they have gone and further improved their graphics. So here's a list of the improvements that you can see from Black Desert Remastered. So better rendering, better lighting, atmospheric scattering, clouds, which is awesome, rendering, improved post-processing, improved screen space reflection, ambient occlusion, ocean rendering, cloth simulation, and optimization. So here's one of the biggest ones, optimization. Black Desert is notorious for being somewhat poorly optimized, and hopefully with this, the optimization improves. And you can see a bunch of pictures here below. For example, this one, you can see the textures look a lot better, the cape looks a lot smoother. Clearly they've picked a outfit that does not have clipping issues, but it looks very sleek, very shiny, very nice. In fact, if you told me this was a real person with a bit of photoshopping or blurring, I would totally believe it. Here are some other images of landscapes and buildings. So looks very nice. You can see the oceans improved. The sky looks a lot nicer now. You can see clouds there at long last. So definitely hyped for that. The remastered audio is something I'm actually even more excited for than the graphics. Black Desert's graphics have always been amazing. However, the audio is a little less so. It's not bad or anything, but the graphics are mind-blowing, but the audio doesn't blow you away the same way audio for other games like Legend of Zelda, Mario, or any other iconic audio, Halo for example, really sticks with you. I don't find myself humming Black Desert songs. In fact, I usually keep the audio turned off, just because I prefer to play music in the background. So the remastered audio, there's about 11 hours, just over that, with more than 220 soundtracks, 7 complete albums for each of the continents, recordings of orchestras in 3 different European countries, and the soundtracks in Black Desert are focused on allowing adventurers to get fully immersed into the game. Various instruments and genres were used to match the varying situations and themes in the Black Desert world. The atmosphere and world of Black Desert were expressed with soundtracks that felt heavy and mellow. It was to the point that some of our adventurers told us that NPCs in Black Desert all seemed depressed. So they've transformed the black and white music in Black Desert to full color. So memorable melodies, diverse and elegant arrangements, warm performances, and added soundtracks, which basically means they have totally retooled the audio, brand new songs, brand new themes. I'm sure they'll keep some of the more iconic ones, but hopefully this sort of cheers up the game world, as a lot of Black Desert songs were very, I don't want to say depressing, but there was a very somber, however you say it, attitude about the world, which makes sense in a sort of the world is ending, the Black Spirit has resurrected you to fight or whatever. But when you think of games like Ragnarok or Fly FF, the upbeat tunes really help set it apart and really help you enjoy being in the game world. So hopefully this remastered audio is, well, awesome. That's my hope anyways. So that is Black Desert Remastered. However, along with that, we've got a number of new updates coming to Black Desert. So first off, the Black Spirit kills are getting another update. So how it's going to work now is previously Black Spirit skills could only be used at 100 or 200%. Each class had 1 or 2 skills that could be used, and most of them were fairly unusable. Some of them were pretty good, like the Sorceress's Black Hole, but others were not as good, such as Dark Knights. So they're adding new skills that, well, not new skills, but skills that you already had now also use Black Spirit's Rage at 10%, 25%, and 50% rage. So you'll have 4 skills that use them at 10, 25, 50, and 100, and as well as the 5th one at 200, which you almost never use, instead of just 1 at 100 and 1 at 200. So hopefully this increases the sort of skill level, and you can see the following skills will be upgraded the expansion of skill for the Black Spirit. Pulverize at 10%, Merciless at 25%, and Slashing the Dead at 50% for the Warrior. There's also changes to the story and leveling. So when Black Desert was launched, the difficulty was a little higher. It wasn't that difficult. Like, I remember leveling in 2016. It wasn't that bad, but it was certainly a lot harder than it is now, where most new players start one-shotting monsters pretty much as soon as they start the game, and for like 30 to 40 levels. So because of the difficulty at the beginning of the game, they've been constantly nerfing monsters, but characters have also been getting buffs, base stats have been buffed, welfare items have been added, and it's also gotten a lot easier to equip a character in decent gear fairly early on. So because of this, early game monsters ended up becoming far weaker than they were intended to be. Due to this, players are able to reach level 50 or even awaken their characters at 56 without feeling like they've accomplished much, especially in regarding defeating the monsters. The situation would only worsen with the Black Spirit quests leading towards a single path. Especially because the Black Spirit, it makes you out-level them, just by a bit, but just by enough that it's very easy to stomp any monster along the Black Spirit quest. So because of this, they've changed it so the stories in each region will be changed to branch out. The monster's difficulty will be readjusted. So these changes won't mean much to experienced players or vets, unless you specifically go back to try them out. But for new players, hopefully this improves the new player experience and helps new players want to stick around. For more exciting content, there's a new territory that's been announced. So Dragon was the most recent new territory released in Black Desert. The territories released since the beginning of the game were Medea, Margoria, Valentia, Commissylvia, and Dragon. So this one is Ordilita. So Ordilita was once a part of Commissylvia, however it is now an area occupied by the Ahib, who have built a fortress in the region. The region is covered in darkness as its nights are long and the region barely receives any sunlight. So you can see it's definitely got a different vibe than the other zones. It doesn't have Commissylvia's majestic forests, it doesn't have Dragon's imposing steeps, it doesn't have the sort of bleak scrublands of Medea, and it's definitely not the Valentia Desert. But it definitely has its own charm. It's very high fantasy, honestly. Like, it looks like something straight out of Magic the Gathering, or this last picture reminds me of Duskwood in World of Warcraft. So it's definitely nice to see them exploring more directions for the art as they travel into new regions. So apart from Ordilita, so there's not much other information about Ordilita. We don't know when it's going to be released. We don't know what it's going to contain, probably some new world bosses, but we don't know anything about it yet, apart from these screenshots and that it used to be part of Commissylvia and is now occupied by the Hib. Apart from that, there's a brand new Dream Horse. So the two existing Dream Horses, the Arduinat, or the Pegasus, and the Dine, or the Unicorn, are being accompanied by a third one that rounds out the sort of triangle that they make with their abilities. The Arduinat focuses on mobility and movement, the Dine focuses on defense and healing, and Doom, the brand new Dream Horse, or the Hell Horse, is a horse with strong offensive abilities that present towering flames. So it's got a powerful fire skill that allows you to instantly set your enemies ablaze. So for any horse tamers out there, or for players that wanted a Dream Horse but wanted one that was more offensively oriented, Doom is coming to the game. Should be, well, I want to say fairly soon, but it says released with Ordilita. So we don't even have Dragon yet in North America and EU, so temper your expectations. It could be a little while before we get to see Doom on NA or EU servers. Now on to some more exciting news. The Male Ranger has been officially announced. So the Male Ranger, it's something people have been asking for over 2 years now, ever since the game's release in NA and EU, and even before that in Korea. It's a male elf, so not just a Male Ranger, but also a male elf, which we haven't really seen in-game yet. Development is proceeding smoothly. It will use a crossbow and a magic glove, and from data mine content we know that its awakened weapon is a great bow. and it should be released during winter this year in Korea. So pretty cool, awesome to finally see another new class after almost a year since the launch, and yeah, Male Ranger, I'm super excited for that. After that, new hunting content has been added. So you can see here, there's a brand new minigame for the hunting life skill. So sniper mode is a new system that will be added into hunting. It's a new mode for hunting animals that have sensitive ears and noses, which prevent you from getting too close or else they will spot you. With this new mode, you'll be able to snipe these particular animals from a distance before they notice you and run away. So, for anyone that's into hunting, or for players that like to play hunting games, hopefully this is right up your alley. Hopefully the rewards are worthwhile, as hunting has not always been the most worthwhile thing to do in order for silver per hour. But if the rewards are worth it, I can definitely see myself playing this. It looks pretty fun, so we'll have to see when it will be released. So it says it will be released on the live servers after its full development, but for now, you can try the new sniper mode on the global lab servers for now, so it shouldn't be too far away. Following that, there's a militarized subjugation system. So a new system for your alt characters is in development. So to put it simply, it's a system that will allow your alternative character, so alts, to hire a group of mercenaries to subjugate monsters in a certain region of your choice. It may seem similar to the system where you send out your workers to work. While workers were sent to gather and bring back resources, militarized subjugation will allow you to send your alt character, along with an army of mercenaries, to hunt and bring back items that you would normally obtain from monsters. So, hard to tell exactly what it means, but it should mean that if you send, for example, your warrior here, while you're processing on your Dark Knight, to Crescents, hopefully him and his team of mercenaries will go hunt Crescents and bring you back some loot, which might even include a Crescent ring. Obviously that's all conjecture, but that seems to be what they are saying. And most likely you need to be online for this to work, as they compare it to the Worker Empire. Following that, a new marketplace system is the final point that they mentioned in this showcase. So the marketplace has always played a very important role in Black Desert, but it has been without any big changes for a long time. Therefore, we are developing a new marketplace that will be closer to the ideal of free market economy. The new marketplace will have a virtual account that will require you to deposit your silver and register your items in order to trade. In order for you to purchase or sell an item, you'll need to input a price within the market price range. If the item is available for that price, it will be purchased instantly. If the item isn't available, it will only be purchased once someone registers at your price. Additionally, once the new system settles in, we will start preparing a smartphone app that will allow you to sell and buy items anywhere at any time. So from what I can tell, this seems to be a system fairly similar to Guild Wars 2, where how it works is you put in buy orders and sell orders. So for buy orders, you identify an item you want, and then you put the silver in, sort of like pre-order right now, and how many you want to buy. As the items, as long as you have the highest purchase order, any of the new items that come into the marketplace will be sold to you. However, if someone else has a higher purchase order, it'll be sold to them instead. And if you have the same purchase order as someone else does, whoever registered theirs first will have their orders fulfilled first. So it's nice to see that they're finally updating the marketplace. This has been something I've been fairly vocal about for a long time. The marketplace in Black Desert has been in dire need of an overhaul for well over a year now, and hopefully they somewhat remove the fixed prices. You can see that they're not going to fully remove fixed prices, as they do mention the market price range. However, as long as the prices are changed to reflect the current state of the Black Desert economy, that would be good enough for me. And also we're going to see a smartphone app, which implies that we'll either be able to start buying and selling and manipulating the marketplace to earn money, or that they just want to tie Black Desert into either the mobile game or allow us to purchase stuff while we're not necessarily online. Now, that actually does have another implication. If they allow us to purchase and sell stuff while we're not online ourselves, so if we go offline but then log into the smartphone app, this could open up the game to allowing AFK activities such as fishing or processing, as well as your Worker Empire to work while offline. Now obviously that's all total theory, but how they implement this could change how Black Desert plays in terms of life skills and AFKing. Anyways, that is the end of the Remastered Showcase. There's a quick little note here where they promise to continue and grow. Some of these updates will be completed soon. Others, like the War Between Nations, so Global Siege, will probably be released next year or even the year after. However, they promise not to stay complacent, as they understand there's still much more to be done, and we will continue to do our best to develop and grow. We will continue the journey to create the most exciting Black Desert experience with all of our users through the continued talks and monitoring of gameplay. Not only that, we promise to come back with new updates to allow you to go on epic adventures in the future. You can look forward to it. Thank you. So, lots of brand new info in this showcase. Big ones are definitely a new marketplace system, the Male Ranger announcement, the brand new region, as well as obviously the remaster itself. However, everything in this update, with the possible exception of the sniper system, which is just sort of a fun-looking minigame, is going to have a fairly large impact on the game itself. So it's definitely nice to finally see a huge developer note in this remastered showcase. I'm very excited to see how Black Desert continues to change and adapt to the ever-growing MMO market going forward. And yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Definitely comment below what you think. What are you excited for? Is it the Male Ranger? Is it the new region? Is it the marketplace changes? Comment below. Tell us what you think. Subscribe if you liked it. And as always, have a good one.